Okay, finally, a Punjabi comedy that doesn't make me roll my eyes. After the disaster that was Jatt Juliet 3, Saunkan Saunkanay 2 brings back the madness, the masala, and honestly some of the best written female characters in a long time in a Punjabi film. But also one very cringy twist. So let's talk about it. Saunkan Saunkanay 2 is the feel-good Punjabi film that we've all been waiting for. The really good comic timings and regionally rootedness, and yet being contemporary after a really bad example of a comedy film that Jatt Juliet 3 was, Saunkan Saunkanay lands in how. Starring Sargun Mehta, Nimrat, Khaira and Ammy Virk, this begins to pick up from where the first part left off. The director and the writer Ambardeep Singh begin the film with a black and white flashback sequence replaying the first part of the film until the film opens some years later with heavily built versions of Nimrat and Sargun as Kiran and Sibo after they now have kids who are studying at boarding schools, and the two seem to have become really important figures in the village. So while both Nimrat and Sargun's heavily bulked up versions look caricaturish, their performance saves the day, and that's what makes Saunkan Saunkanay so watchable. And did I mention that Sargun is in a dual role? So while the actress is not that convincing, especially with the stereotype of the white woman, her accent and mannerisms that Sargun plays as Gori Mem, her Sibo performance is bang on. That also brings me to talk about the performances of the rest of the cast. Both Nimrat and Sargun are spot on and begin with the same intensity as they left off in Saunkan Saunkanay Part 1. And some sequences where I did get to see some modified Punjabified versions of iconic recreations of Smita Patil's scene from Mandi or the reciting of Amrita Pritam's iconic poem Fir Milangi in dramatic scenes underlined by comedy are just epic. In fact, these very scenes added not just a layer to the film's otherwise simple plot, but also versatility to the actors' performances. Ammy is almost one-toned. The Hairan Pareshan character of Sardar Nirmal Singh that is toned down 1 decibel more in part 2, but he does get to flex some muscle in the second half and is given some more screen time to land comic scenes right. But if there's one thing I truly loved about the writing, it was how well the two female leads had been written and the dialogue assigned to them. Both Nimrat and Sargun are given so much material to flex on, and the dialogue, like the first part, is really apt and really adds a touch of relatability and humor to an otherwise very simple plot. So, your Saunkan Saunkanay 2 is about the two sisters now in a single team working together to oust the Gori Mem played by the double role Sargun Mehta. A big love triangle between Ammy, Sargun, Nimrat as one team, and the Gori Mem, a simple plot but done so well with comic timing, writing, performances and the songs. Yes, that too. I liked the interesting mix of contemporary and regional Punjabi music, especially the bolis with songs like Main Nachdi. Having said that, the runtime is quite a thing, but not the pre and post interval film. Both have solid writing, well choreographed sequences, drama and performances that hold your attention. Though I did find the Sargun's Gori Mem avatar, it felt like parody, loud, cliched and frankly unnecessary. In fact, the song featuring her and Ammy was extra runtime and completely unnecessary and would have been better if removed from the film. And the other cringe scenes. In fact, Sargun and Nimrat both were so good among themselves, I found the Gori Mem angle completely stupid. Or perhaps the makers could have found someone else instead of Sargun Mehta for that Gori Mem role. She did not fit, to be very honest. That, in fact, her performance felt quite outrightly cringe to me. Like the new trend in Punjabi films that has seen regionally rooted films also modernize with aesthetics and contemporary elements like the production design, including sets, the furniture, other visually appealing motives. Saunkan Saunkanay 2 had a similar design trope in it. Cane chairs, visually appealing trunks, cupboards, beds in a rural setup not so commonly found to fit well in it. But again, the two sisters who are also ruling the village are not commonly found anywhere, in fact. So that kind of balanced out the sanitized and an extremely aesthetic and contemporary version of the production design in the film. Like that, The cinematography too, I felt, was aesthetically stylized and sanitized. But I did like portions involving the fields and the two sisters having it out with the men who wanted to capture their fields. It was like a reversal of gender roles and how women, always at home, now each had 25 acres of land to herself, which both of them had to defend from the men who had their eyes on their land. Then some portions in the house, in closed spaces or in the outhouse where the sisters bond as they talk about whose fault it was that their lives panned out in a certain way, or how the two create an entire sequence just to reinstate the fact that women should reject men and not the other way around. It's hilarious. So all of that felt quite natural and organic to the look and feel of the film. The director, Mr. Kang, is a master at comedy films. He's also known for other cult favorites like Carry On Jatta, with the writer Ambardeep Singh, who's also written films such as Long Lachi, Lahore, the kind of commercial blockbusters that appeal to a wide variety of Punjabi audience. And both of them coming together for a full-blown entertainer like Saunkan Saunkanay 2, it had to be an out-and-about Masala entertainer that I had been waiting for a long, long time. So this is what I thought about the film. If you've seen the film, please share your thoughts on it in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more content like this.